Hi guys, so I decided to the article on Democratic Senator Elizabeth Warren. She was silenced by the Senate because she recited a letter that Coretta Scott King wrote, which is Martin Luther King Jr.'s widow. She recited this against Jeff Sessions in a negative way, who, if you don't know who he is, it's Donald Trump's nominee for Attorney General. She was using the letter negatively towards him, and so she was silenced under Rule 19, which states that on the floor, no senator can talk badly directly or indirectly towards another senator. Rule 19 is a very controversial rule anyway, just because it's kind of based on perspective. It's hard to give a logical, reasonable answer, and it's hard for all parties to agree that yes, they were talking badly about someone, or yes, they were using their power incorrectly, and things like that. So I looked at 3 news sources, BBC, NPR, and CNN, when I was looking up this article. BBC, all of them were actually on the more Democratic liberal side when it came to this. BBC gave a lot of good facts about Elizabeth Warren. They made her out to seem like a really good person, that everything that they said about her was all true, but it was all positive things that she had done. Whereas Jeff Sessions, they listed all the negative things that he has done. They kind of put a negative light on him. And so if you walked into this and you just read this article not knowing anything about these 2 people, you would walk out of this article after reading it saying, yeah, Elizabeth Warren was in the right. She's a better person than he is, and you have no idea who these people are, and you don't have anything that you know about them other than what's in this article, and you can come out already having a biased standpoint on it just because of the way BBC phrased this. They also kind of made a mockery out of the Republicans when they used phrases as the Republicans' tear-jerking performance, and when they describe Jeff Sessions, they added a quote in there saying that he was a throwback of a shameful era. So they basically kept quotes and things that, again, made him look like a bad person. So definitely was more liberal Democratic side when it came to this. When I looked at NPR, usually NPR is very unbiased. They are biased a little bit, but out of all the sources, and when I read articles, they are usually the least biased. They are usually good at kind of keeping it neutral. However, you can notice a little bit of a liberal view on this article. They made Elizabeth Warren seem like a good person. They listed off all good things about her. They also, you could tell that they agreed with Elizabeth when she said, why can't I say this? What is wrong with me reciting a letter? Like, it's a document. I'm just reciting a document. And which NPR responded, what is wrong with that? Why can't she do that? And so they did definitely side with her on why was she silenced? She shouldn't have been silenced. Overall, though, it was very hard to kind of pick out biased phrases and statements that they had said. When I looked at CNN, they were definitely the most biased. Almost everyone knows that they are a very liberal news source, and they are always generally 99% of the time siding with Democrats no matter what. They were definitely the worst when it came to being biased. They had said things, they had painted Miss Warren as like a hero. They literally said that she was a Democratic hero. They said that she was, that after this, that everyone looked so highly upon her and stuff like that. So they just continued to say nice things about her, and not one thing, not a single thing nice was said about Jeff Sessions, whereas the other articles, they did say a few good things about him, but this article, there was nothing good to say about him. So do I believe that any news thing can be completely unbiased? I think it is impossible, or nearly impossible, because everyone has their opinions. Everyone is entitled to their opinions. So of course, when you're writing especially a political article, you want to get your point across. So you want to add in a little bit of what you think about it, which tends to make the article biased. So yeah, it is nearly impossible. It is also hard for people that are reading the articles to find it to be biased, to be like, yeah, this is biased, I don't want to read this, this is extremely biased. Because if you agree with something, whether you're Democratic or whether you're a Democrat or Republican, if you agree with what's being said, you're going to be like, this is a great article, this is a beautifully written article. Whereas in general, it might not be. You're just agreeing with it so much that you're just like, this article, there's no mistakes. Whereas if you're disagreeing with the article, you're quick to say, this article's garbage, I don't want anything to do with it, even though it might not be biased, or, you know, or it might be less biased than the article that you agreed with. So yeah, so I think it's hard for readers to find when something is being biased, and also just hard for the writers to make something that isn't biased. So that was week 5, I believe. Yep. Anyway, have a good day.